The Texas Department of Transportation, Houston District, would like to welcome you to this virtual public meeting with an in-person open house. This presentation will provide information on the proposed Interstate Highway I-10 at San Jacinto River Bridge reconstruction project. This is a pre-recorded presentation. My name is Lee Rottershot, and I am part of the project team. I would like to thank you for participating in this public meeting. During the virtual presentation, you may pause the video and navigate forward or backward using your video player. If you have any technical difficulties accessing the public meeting information, need special accommodations, or speak a language other than English or Spanish and have an interpretation need, please contact Gabriel Adome at 713-802-5199. Details on how to submit comments will be provided further in the presentation. The virtual public meeting is being held in conjunction with an in-person open house. The open house will be held on Thursday, September 21st, 2023, from 5 to 7 p.m. at Martin L. Flukinger Community Center, located at 16003 Lorenzo Street, Channelview, Texas, 77530. The information presented in the virtual public meeting and the in-person option is identical, and the opportunities to comment do not differ. The purpose of this public meeting is to engage with stakeholders and the adjacent communities regarding the proposed project and to receive feedback. It also offers an opportunity for the project team to address any questions or concerns from the public. The Texas Department of Transportation, TxDOT, commits to purposefully involve the public in planning and project implementation by providing for early, continuous, transparent, and effective access to information and decision-making processes. This project is anticipated to receive federal funds, and because of the federal component, TxDOT is required to assess the potential environmental effects of the proposed project in accordance with federal standards. The process that is followed is called the National Environmental Policy Act process, otherwise known as NEPA. The NEPA process provides analyses of the potential impacts to the natural and man-made environment and helps the decision maker to make an informed decision on whether or not to proceed with the project. On December 9, 2019, TxDOT received a signed Memorandum of Understanding from the Federal Highway Administration that permits TxDOT to assume responsibility from the Federal Highway Administration for reviewing and approving certain assigned NEPA projects. This review and approval process applies to this project. In this presentation, I will first outline the notification process leading up to this public meeting. Then I will provide an overview of the project, discuss background information, and explain the need for and purpose of the project, followed by a detailed discussion of the proposed improvements and the environmental analysis. Next steps and funding information will be provided following the engineering and environmental discussion. Toward the end of this presentation, there are instructions on how to submit written comments, as well as contact information for TxDOT. In preparation for this public meeting, notices in both English and Spanish were published on the TxDOT webpage on August 29, 2023. Elected officials were notified of this public meeting by mail and email on August 28, 2023. Notices in both English and Spanish were then mailed to adjacent landowners on August 31, 2023, along with a project location map. Approximately 4,700 bilingual postcards were mailed out using Every Door Direct no later than August 31, 2023, to mailboxes within the 77517, 77520, 77521, 77530, and 77562 zip codes. Informative flyers were hand-delivered to local community facilities, gathering places, and apartment complexes in the vicinity on August 28, 2023. Notices were also published in the North Channel Star and Star Courier on August 31st, 2023 in English, and in La Prensa on September 3rd, 2023 in Spanish. TxDOT advertised the meeting on roadside variable message signs along I-10 from September 1st to September 22nd. In addition, links to the meeting notice were posted on the TxDOT Facebook page and the TxDOT Houston District Twitter page. The proposed project is located at I-10 at the San Jacinto River in Harris County and is approximately 4.5 miles in length. The project limits are I-10 from Magnolia Street to Thompson Road and Spur 330 from the I-10 interchange to Thompson Road, and the project reference number is CSJ 0508-01-379. The project is funded by federal and state funds, and the total project cost estimate is $555 million. The proposed project would replace the existing I-10 main lane bridges over the San Jacinto River, add vehicular capacity by adding one general purpose lane and two managed lanes in each direction. Managed lanes are highway lanes where operational strategies such as, but not limited to, HOV lanes or emergency services are proactively implemented and managed in response to changing conditions. Proposed improvements along Spur 330 include widening to add one managed lane in each direction and connect to the proposed I-10 managed lanes. This information can also be found in the project handout for quick reference. In the next several slides, I will discuss the need for and purpose of the project. The flooding during Hurricane Harvey had several barges break their moorings and impact the existing bridge protection system, causing substantial damage. The flooding also caused significant scour to the existing bridge footings, causing the need for repair. During one of the barge strike incidents, the damage required the westbound main lanes to be closed during the repair. Both westbound and eastbound traffic was moved to the eastbound bridge, requiring lane reductions resulting in significant traffic delays. Currently, there is a retrofit project under construction to repair the damaged protection dolphins and fender systems. The bridge structures currently in use were constructed in 1968 and 1996. Due to the frequent damage to the existing structure by barge impacts, river scour, and age, the bridges are programmed for replacement. The Houston District has multiple planned projects along the I-10 corridor across the district. Other managed lanes are programmed to run from I-69 to SH-99, a distance of almost 30 miles. Because the replacement of the bridges over the San Jacinto River are the highest priority for the district, and the cost associated with constructing new bridge structures, it is preferred that the managed lanes be constructed at the same time as the bridge replacements. As such, this section of I-10 would be the first in the series of managed lanes to be evaluated. These managed lanes would help provide congestion relief within the project corridor itself. Level of service, or LOS, describes conditions of a roadway based on driving speed, travel times, and delays. Based on traffic analysis, if no improvements are made by 2050, this section of I-10 is shown to have an LOS rating of F. An F rating is the worst rating possible in terms of LOS, meaning that there are frequent slowdowns and traffic jams. Travel time for LOS F cannot be predicted as there is more demand than capacity on the roadway. This LOS is in a constant traffic jam. This LOS rating is attributed to additional drivers utilizing the roadway than what is currently using the roadway today. Based on data from TxDOT's Crash Records Information System, CRIS, over the last 10 years, there have been 1,679 crashes within the project area along I-10. The heat map shows the areas of crashes with a fairly even distribution of location of crashes. As shown in the table, there have been over 100 crashes each year on this area of roadway since 2013. Note that there are already 120 crashes this year as of August 28th. Within the last 10 years, 31 of the crashes have resulted in serious injuries or fatalities. 284 crashes resulted in possible or minor injuries, and 19 of the crashes are of unknown severity. After reviewing all the needs of the corridor, the project team developed a need and purpose statement to inform the path forward into project development. The proposed improvements would need to satisfy all the needs of the corridor and meet the purpose of the project. The project is needed due to aging infrastructure, multiple barge collisions with the bridge structures, increasing vehicular congestion, and the inability of the current bridge to meet regional planning goals. The purpose of the proposed project is to update the aging structure and reduce barge collisions with the bridge, and decrease congestion, which would improve safety, access, and navigation for the mariner community, and increase safety for the traveling public. A bridge type selection study was performed to determine an adequate and cost-effective solution for replacement. 5 bridge types were reviewed utilizing set evaluation criteria. Evaluation criteria categories included configuration, vessel impact potential, cost, construction schedule, constructability, site constraints, aesthetics, and environmental/geometric constraints. After evaluation of all criteria, steel girder bridges, like the one shown on this slide, were recommended for the new bridges. A navigational clearances report was prepared to review waterway obstructions with existing clearance envelopes, limited vessel survey, and marine facilities within a 3-mile radius of the proposed project. TxDOT completed outreach efforts to notify the surrounding mariner community about the upcoming bridge replacement and to collect stakeholder input. The outreach efforts included identifying the appropriate mariner community stakeholders, holding a virtual meeting with presentation, and sending a navigational questionnaire to the mariner community stakeholders. The virtual meeting occurred in August 2021, and the navigational questionnaire was sent to 70 members of the mariner community in August and November 2021. After the initial mariner community stakeholder outreach efforts, TxDOT developed bridge design alternatives and presented feasible options to the Lone Star Harbor Safety Committee in June and July 2022. The questionnaire was sent to the mariner community again after the June 2022 meeting with the Lone Star Harbor Safety Committee. After outreach and bridge design analysis, coordination between TxDOT and the U.S. Coast Guard, USCG, occurred. Through this coordination, USCG approved the proposed navigational clearance, consisting of a 52-foot vertical clearance and a 386-foot horizontal clearance. On this slide is an illustration of the existing typical section of the roadway. A typical section is a cross-section of the road how it looks today. The roadway main lane and frontage roads vary in number and configuration, but at this location, just west of the river crossing, the roadway consists of 3 12-foot travel lanes with 6 to 10-foot shoulders in each direction, Market Street, consisting of 2 13-foot travel lanes, and a 30-foot haul road, maintained by others. The right-of-way varies throughout the corridor as well. No frontage roads are located in this section. This slide illustrates the proposed typical section, or a cross-section of what the road would look like with the proposed project. The proposed project would consist of 3 separate bridge structures and would widen the main lanes from 3 12-foot travel lanes to 5 12-foot travel lanes, and a 12-foot auxiliary lane on the westbound side, and from 3 12-foot travel lanes to 5 12-foot travel lanes on the eastbound side. There would be 12-foot wide outside shoulders and 10-foot wide inside shoulders on both east and westbound travel lanes. 4 12-foot managed lanes, 2 in each direction, would be between the eastbound and westbound main lanes, with a 5-foot barriered separation and 10-foot outside shoulders. Market Street and the Hall Road would remain unchanged at this specific location, just west of the San Jacinto River. This graphic illustrates the proposed navigation opening if the proposed project is constructed. As shown and previously discussed, the opening would be 386 feet wide and 52 feet high, with the median high water mark being 1.53 feet. Areas of potential detention ponds are currently being analyzed. Areas being considered for drainage ponds are shown in neon green with an existing right-of-way, row, at the I-10 and Spur 330 interchange, and/or on a 1.8 acre area of proposed row on the north side of I-10, east of Spur 330. The proposed project would require approximately 5.4 acres of new right-of-way. Additionally, the proposed project would potentially displace one non-residential structure that houses 2 businesses. A temporary construction easement would likely be needed to construct the eastbound main lane bridge. The areas in orange are the areas where additional right-of-way would be needed for the project. The potential displacement of the one non-residential structure that houses 2 businesses is located along Independence Parkway and Decker Drive. The City of Baytown Monument is within the same area. Information about the right-of-way acquisition process may be found on the TxDOT webpage at the web address listed on this slide. Information regarding the schedule of acquisition may be obtained by calling the TxDOT District Office at 713-504-9628. The project team is identifying and evaluating potential environmental impacts that could occur as a result of constructing the proposed project. Areas that are under review include biological resources, community impacts, environmental justice, water resources, hazardous materials, archaeological resources, historic resources, and traffic noise. The project would be designed to avoid or minimize impacts to the greatest amount practicable. Once completed, technical reports documenting the analysis and conclusions of these studies will be available for review upon request. During the environmental analysis, a site of hazardous material concern called the San Jacinto Waste Pits was identified. These areas are classified by the Environmental Protection Agency, EPA, as a Superfund site. A Superfund site is the common name given to areas with known hazardous waste contamination. Please visit www.epa.gov/tx/SJRWP for more information on this site specifically. Coordination with the EPA and responsible party cleanup contractor have occurred. This coordination will be ongoing through project development. The proposed project would be funded with a combination of federal and state funds for a total of approximately $555 million. We want to highlight the estimated project timeline. Look for the green "We Are Here" arrow at the top middle of your screen. After the comment period closes, the project team will review the comments received, make appropriate design changes, and prepare official public meeting documentation. The next steps include receiving an environmental decision, begin detailed design activities, and acquiring right-of-way. Design completion is anticipated for fall 2024, and a letting date is anticipated for fall 2027. The project team estimates that the construction would take approximately 5 years. TxDOT encourages you to review the materials regarding the proposed project and provide feedback. You may submit comments in the following ways. Download the comment card from the project webpage at www.txdot.gov hou/projects/hearings-meetings.html and email to hou-piowebmail@txdot.gov. Para más información, contact gabriel.adame@txdot.gov. You may fill out the comment card at the open house and drop it in the comment box. You may also mail the comment card to TxDOT Houston District, Attention Advanced Project Development Director, at P.O. Box 1386, Houston, Texas 77251-1386. Comments must be received or postmarked by October 6, 2023, to be included in the public meeting documentation. Responses to verbal and written comments received during the comment period will be included in the public meeting documentation that will be posted on the project webpage when complete. Please don't hesitate to contact us with any questions, and feel free to contact Jeannie Javati at the TxDOT Houston District Office by phone at 713-802-5517 or email at jeannie.javati@txdot.gov with any questions or comments at any time during the project development process. For translation services or technical assistance, please contact the NEPA Public Engagement Coordinator, Gabriel Adame, at 713-802-5199 or gabriel.adame@txdot.gov. And don't forget to click on these links and follow us on Twitter for ongoing road closures and construction updates on the Houston District Twitter page. You may also keep up with TxDOT news on our Facebook page, or follow us on our Instagram page. November 7th, 2000 was the last deathless day on roadways in Texas. That means for over 22 years, at least one person has died every single day. We all have a part to play to change that. This message is that reminder to end the streak of deaths on Texas highways. We need drivers and passengers to act more responsibly and help us reach our goal of 0 deaths by 2050. Texans can play a major role in ending fatal crashes with a few simple driving habits. Wear seatbelts, drive the speed limit, put away the phone and other distractions, and never drive under the influence of alcohol or drugs. So please do your part and share this message with your friends and family. Thank you for participating in this public meeting. Please remember to submit your comments no later than Friday, October 6, 2023, to be included in the official public meeting documentation.